Hey yo, actually Amoongus here, and this is a little informative piece. So before y'all skip ahead, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Pokemon Stadium tier lists coming before the game drops on Nintendo Switch this Wednesday, as well as some content coming once it does, so make sure you don't miss that. Now, I want to make this short and sweet, and as I said, I'm pretty sure people are just here for the information that they're here for. So we're going to go from the bottom to the top and kind of go over these lower tiers. First, we'll spend a little bit more time on the higher ones when we get to them. So the D tier, it's basically the LC tier. All these Pokemon are unevolved, and unless you're trying to do like some special challenge, highly don't recommend using them. But of the unevolved Pokemon, they are the ones that at least had like decent moves and stuff. So that's why they are noted there, and not every single Pokemon like Caterpie and Metapod and Weedle and Kakuna, which only have Tackle and String Shot. So C tier basically are Pokemon that are mostly useless. The reason some of the Pokemon are here is either because of their stats, like, you know, the unevolved ones, or they have really bad move sets, like Blastoise, for example, which, even though it's a fairly good Pokemon, it would rely on the inaccurate move Hydro Pump in order to do anything, and so that's pretty bad. Like I said, we're not going to spend too much time on those lower tiers. We're going to move right up the B tier, and we'll go ahead and reveal the higher tiers. But the B tier, in my opinion, if you're trying to win, I wouldn't use anything below this tier. Flareon has a good move set, but it relies on some luck. Electro is the fastest Pokemon in the game, and it carries self-destruct. But overall, when it comes to the B tier, any reason you would have to use the Pokemon in this tier, you can definitely find an upgrade that fills the same role in a higher tier. So when it comes to the A tier, these Pokemon are all real. They're all viable, and there are no frauds in this tier. Well, there's a lot of difference between like the higher A tier and the lower A tier. I just really wanted to separate the S tier Pokemon as like the best of the best, and all of the Pokemon in A tier, they either have really good base stats and or really good move sets. Like you'll see a couple not fully evolved Pokemon like Dragonair, Kadabra, Haunter, but they have exceptional move sets to make up for the lack of base stats. Pokemon up at the top of the tier list that you may not expect, like Victory Bell, it uses the wrap gimmick extremely well, but it does rely on gimmick. Same thing goes for Charizard and Dragonite. Tauros is the Gen 1 GOAT, but it's not got an optimal move set. It's got Body Slam, but it doesn't have Hyper Beam. And so all of these Pokemon are usable, but there's a little bit of difference that separates them from being truly S tier. Now, the S tier Pokemon, as I said before, I tried to limit it to the very best of the best. And truly, you could beat the Gym Leader Challenge with just these Pokemon, I almost guarantee you. Honestly, I tried to rank them so that you could just go with the first 6 for most of the time. I really like Jinx, I really like Rhydon, and I pretty well like Exeggutor. A lot of people love Golem as well. The S tier Pokemon, they all use the strongest strategies in Gen 1 to the best abilities. Now, sometimes it's just about stats and speed. Like Gengar, for example, it's the fastest Pokemon, rental Pokemon that can put things to sleep. And Jolteon, on the same type of example, is got the best way to take advantage of the way that crits work in Gen 1. Some Pokemon like Nidoking and Lapras just have really good typing, and Snorlax has a super busted moveset. That's why it's number 1. Just go ahead and try it. Take my word for it. But this video is going just over what I wanted it to do. If you watched the whole thing, I really appreciate you. And be on the lookout for more Pokemon Stadium tier lists coming this week in anticipation of the release on Wednesday. Peace.